Welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It varies, obviously, what part of the world we're in. It is weekend here in Australia, Sunday afternoon. Let me turn on my clock so that we can time this. I don't like to go over. We got to put this on. Actually, while I'm doing that and doing my technical stuff here, let me know what part of the world you're joining me from. What city, what country you are joining me from. I can't get my clock to work, so Aaron will help me with the time today. All good. I want to hear where you are joining from. Let me know what city, what country. Let me know a little bit about yourself. This is an engaging community. Those that know me, I'm Paul Williams, if you didn't know that already. The title of this YouTube channel. I'm all about connection. I'm all about creating community. I'm all about listening and hearing from you. Specifically at the beginning of this, I love this to be quite a connected experience. People come with their questions that they want me to answer, questions about their own life, questions about spirituality. I'm here to answer your questions. And I'm here to connect with you as well. I'm here to listen to you and create community so that we feel a part of something. So let me know. And Aaron is communicating with me. Aaron is moderating our chat as always. And he does a wonderful job at getting to me the best questions that people ask. When you're doing one of these lives, it's really important that I'm looking at you. So Aaron helps me put your questions together, lets me know who is in the chat so I can say hello, so I can connect with you. It's the best way that we work. So you can let Aaron know any questions that you've got. And I'll let you know this as well. I may not be reading all of your questions in real time during this live. But after every live stream that I do, I spend some time, I sit down and I read all of your comments so I don't miss anything. I hear all of the things that you are saying. I hear all of your questions. And they're really important to me because they help me form the teachings that I give. I love hearing what you're going through, the challenges, the obstacles, the questions that you've got. It helps me tailor teachings that's going to help you, that's going to bring joy to you, that's going to inspire you. Aaron's got the first question. He'll have it lined up for me that's come through on email. I always begin and end these live streams with question time. Aaron's got a question that's come in from the email that I'll answer. If you've got any specific questions, it might be about something that you're facing in your own life, a challenge. Let me know in the chat. I'll hopefully get to your question at some point during this live connection together. This is about connection. This is about me answering your questions. It's my favorite part of this, having you included in this. And if you're in the US, I'm sure it's probably Saturday night. Hopefully a lot of you are tuning in. And we get people that come in from Instagram. We get people that come in that watch on YouTube. And we've got people from email that come in and join this. We got people from all around the globe. So let me connect with Aaron as we get to the first question. And I'm going to say hello to a few people as well. We have Deborah here. And we have Gina. And Mia has the first question, which is, what role does meditation play in the law of attraction? And how can I incorporate it into my daily practice? Great question, Mia. I have a few daily practices that I use as my go-to tools. first thing I do is I meditate in the morning. And I think morning is the best time to meditate. You might ask why. It is when the analytical mind is at its most dormant stage. It hasn't had time yet to turn on, to go into its presets, however we've worked with it. And at this time in the morning, you're most connected to your higher awareness without the busyness and the noise of your analytical mind. This is when you're most likely to get messages, or rather hear the messages that are always being communicated with you from your higher awareness. But generally they get drowned out by the analytical mind because it's always so noisy for most people. Meditation plays a very powerful role when it comes to the law of attraction. Gratitude plays a pivotal role. These are two tools I use every day in creating one's reality. You see, what we focus on expands. When we allow our intuition to guide us, and the best practice is quieting the mind so that you can hear the voice of your intuition. When we're creating our reality, when we're attracting to us, we have to be very clear with the universe. To be clear, you have to be clear in here. You have to relinquish the internal noise in order for you to be clear. When you are clear, the universe being a huge mirror back to you, will clearly reflect back to you that in which you are projecting. Now, I'll take this one step further with gratitude. Gratitude is the great amplifier, because what gratitude does when you express it is it will bring more back into your life for you to be grateful for. No matter how small the things that you are grateful for are that you're expressing, the energy of gratitude, the frequency of gratitude is attracting more to you to be grateful for. Gratitude and meditation is something that I start my day each and every day doing. It sets the tone. It sets my day into motion. When I'm grateful in the morning, and I say this every morning, I'm going to have the most wonderful day. I'm going to meet all of the right people. I'm going to synchronize with all of the highest opportunities that can possibly present themselves for my day, and it's going to be wonderful. Since I implemented this into my life, do you know what? My days flow effortlessly. I attract, I affirm, and I believe that because I know I am creating my reality, and you are creating yours. Now, of course, we have those days where we wake up and we don't feel great. Your feeling, the way you feel, is creating your reality. Let me read this to you, and I think many of this will be really helpful to you. Humanity needs your joy. Planet Earth needs your joy. The universe needs your joy. And that's why you are here. Find what brings you joy, start living it, and you will have fulfilled your purpose. I speak a lot about purpose. I speak a lot about what our soul's purpose is. The number one purpose we all have, as infinite awareness, which you are beyond your physical body, your physical form and mind, is infinite awareness. Its primary existence, its primary meaning, its primary meaningful being is to experience joy. In fact, that's why we experience polarity, so that we can understand and appreciate more of our natural state, which is joy. Isn't it interesting, and I did some research during the week, that for the vast majority, and my studies particularly were around American society, that the vast majority of Americans do not live with joy. This is mirrored in every other Western country around the world. The people do not experience joy as their natural state. It means that they're identified with something else. They're identified with all of the conditioning of their mind, their analytical mind, all of the programming. What you focus on becomes your experience. What you focus on expands. Joy is our natural state. Say this after me. Joy is my natural state. For you to experience joy, you have to cultivate joy. You have to fill your consciousness with what you want, what makes you happy, what makes you dance, what makes you feel joy, and you need to cultivate that as a state of being. Your joy, your peace, your happiness don't exist out there in people, places, or things. They exist in you and can only be experienced in you. You can't experience joy outside of yourself. You experience joy within you. You might use dance or song or something creative, or something that makes you feel alive and passionate. And that is why you are here, to find what brings you joy. What is it for you? Let me know in the comments. What is it that brings you joy? What is it that makes you feel alive? And when you do that, you will be fulfilling your purpose, why you are really here. Now, secondary to that purpose, we all have what I call our specific contribution, what we're meant to contribute to the collective. For some of you, it's to care for others. You're healers. For some of you, it's to write. For some of you, it is to speak and share. And I love working with speakers and people that have a message to share, that want to build their voice and their confidence at this really pivotal time in human history of human evolution, where everything is changing. The frequencies and vibrations are changing in ways we've never seen before. It's an exciting time to be alive. Not everybody is ready to make that shift, and that is okay. Because we aren't meant to change anybody except ourselves. Aaron, what is our next question? And we have got Dan, and we have got Johnny, and we have got Deborah. Hello to all of those people. Gina, great to see you there. Deborah. Noah asked, can visualization techniques enhance the power of the law of attraction? And if so, should I practice them? Wonderful question, Noah. We're powerful. And we have a very powerful tool called the mind. The mind is so powerful. Now remember, you aren't your mind, you have a mind. Often we so identify with the thoughts that we have, we think we are our thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness, the infinite awareness that either identifies with one set of thoughts or another, positive or negative. You are not your thoughts. Thoughts exist in the, let's say, Wi-Fi of reality. They're there, they're all around you. When you have a thought, you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that is perceiving them. Likewise, you aren't your body. Your body is the vehicle that houses you as awareness. During this physical incarnation, we are focused on Paul or Aaron or Suzanne, but we are not the body. We are not the mind. We are infinite awareness. Experience it or using it as a vehicle to navigate this human experience. When you understand this perspective of reality and you cease to identify with the limitation that often manifests from form, from the level of form, all things become possible. You become limitless. You identify with the, what I call, I am, or infinite awareness, or consciousness, or soul. Whatever label we give it, that is the real you. When you use this powerful mind knower of visualization and you use your mind to visualize, that is where you create the conditions of your life. You got to see it before you experience it. We often think, I gotta see it first before I believe it. This is what the analytical mind does. It needs evidence, it needs proof, it needs empirical data, it needs scientific data. And although science is drastically catching up, and you can look at the area of quantum physics and quantum mechanics to understand that everything is energy, that what we once deemed as solid matter is energy oscillating, vibrating at different frequencies, including you. But don't wait for science to fully validate that you create your experience, because you'll be well behind. You've already been manifesting your entire life. You've been doing it through the tool of your mind. Most people are doing it completely unconsciously. They're creating unconsciously. They're getting all of the stuff that they don't want because that is where they're focused on. You see, what you focus on expands and becomes the conditions of your life. Your thoughts solidify and become your life experience. Either the negative thoughts or the positive ones. When I had a spiritual awakening 17 years ago now, I discovered that I was creating my whole reality. And with that revelation came huge responsibility. I disidentified with the poor old me and all these things that had happened to me to the infinite awareness where I was creating everything. That for me is when everything changed, because I realized I was creating it all and I could have anything I want. The only lack and limitation that you can receive is that which you set for yourself. If you say, I'll never be well, I could never buy a house because I can't afford it, and the universe will, every time, no matter what you think or believe, will agree with you. It is its job to respond and mirror back to you that which you believe, that which you project. Whatever you can believe is what you can receive. So really, you are in the driver's seat. You are the driver, your body, the vehicle that is having this experience. You have what you identify with. Noah, when it comes to visualization, you can have anything you want. If you can visualize it, you can have it. If you can really believe it, and this is important, first you have to believe it. There's no point doing a visualization exercise once or twice and then expecting you're going to see a result. The universe is your mirror. It's only going to reflect back to you that which you project into it. If you believe it and you know it, the universe cannot give you anything different. This is why it's very obvious to me that the universe does not have favorites. There aren't lucky and unlucky people. We are all manifestors. I wouldn't even say that there are powerful manifestors and people that lack power when it comes to manifestation. I just say everybody is a manifester. You're either manifesting consciously all of the things that you want, or the thoughts that you're identifying with are creating the things that you're thinking about. Thoughts create things. Say, thoughts create things. I'm going to ask a few of you this in the comments. What are the predominance of your thoughts? And you can let me know, and Aaron will just give me some key points to some of the things that people are focusing on. The reason this is important is because what we believe we have as our life experience, what we believe we get. What you focus on expands, and what you resist will persist. Carl Jung coined that phrase, what you resist persists. Often when something presents itself in our lives that we don't like, the natural reaction is to resist it because we don't want it. And that is why a lot of people get stuck. They see poverty manifest in their life. Now, of course, no one likes poverty. The first thing people tend to do without knowledge is they resist the poverty, the lack, the limitation. By their energy of resistance, they only empower it for it to become more dominant, for it to become bigger and affect them more. When creating our reality, we have to learn to allow. And that includes all of the unwanted things. By your allowing, you're allowing it to dissolve. Because by you allowing it, you're not resisting it. By you not resisting it, you're not giving it that much attention. And in a moment like that, when poverty arises or limitation arises or illness arises, you can put your attention and focus on what you want rather than magnifying or resisting that and giving it an opportunity to grow and expand. This is why I don't get sick. Because when sickness starts to enter my body, might be a cold coming on, I put my attention on my health and all the areas that I'm healthy and feel strong. And by my lack of resistance to it, it just cannot gain footing in my body. And within hours, it's gone. Now, this will work for any area of your life. If it's lack of abundance, if it's an illness, and And what Carl Jung said so perfectly, what you give your attention to expands and becomes more dominant in your experience. Teresa is here. We have Dan and we have Tammy. Welcome to all of you. Great to see some of the great faces. Thank you for all of the comments. I wish I could answer all of the comments that come in because we get so many. And I love seeing the same beautiful faces that join in and all the love that you guys give. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that together we're navigating this human experience. We're creating together. Thank you for your questions. Keep them coming. Now, we've got a number of questions that are here. My thoughts have been focused on love and abundance, and it's been flowing to me. Beautiful. Someone says, I swear all week I've been dealing with unnecessary silence from a family member, and I woke up this morning and did my affirmations and set that in tone for the day and received everything I wanted. I had a situation yesterday, and Tammy says hello. Hello, Tammy, by the way. There was something going on in my life which I needed to bring resolution to. Something that I've learned to do as a practice, and this is powerful when you do it. If you're not feeling great, don't open your emails, don't read a text message. Get yourself to a feel-good place before you open that. If you're bringing an energy of worry or concern or fear to something, your energy is going to create more of that. That's why if I'm not feeling great, I don't open emails. I wait till I'm in a feel-good place. You know, since I've started to do that, every time I open emails, they align with the thoughts and the feelings that I'm having at the time. And there's just less negativity coming in my life. And you say, yeah, but how does that work, Paul? Because I'm creating my life. You are creating your life, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. What you are focused on is expanding and becoming your lived experience. That's how powerful you are. Dolores Cannon once said, if we're powerful enough to create disease in the body, we're powerful enough to make ourselves well. If you believe you're insignificant, if you believe that you are powerless, if you believe that you are unlovable, then by the law of attraction and by the power of your belief, that's exactly what you'll have. And the universe will mirror back to you all of the reasons that you're unlovable, all of the reasons that you don't have power, all of the reasons that you are insignificant, because that is what you are projecting to it. The universe is just your reflector. It's your giant mirror. It's giving you what you are telling it. It is not communicating in the form of what you're hoping or wishing for. It's responding to your energy. If you're projecting pessimism and doubt and scarcity, all of that is coming back to you. A part of my mission is to make people feel good when I do these live streams. If I can get you into an optimistic and if I can get you into a positive place, believing in yourself, believing in your power, believing that you can create your reality, my hope for you is that you will create good in your life. Because I understand that when you feel good, you create good. Our thoughts Our beliefs are creating our life. Now, Aaron's got the next question. Lucas inquires, what are some success stories, love this already, and examples of people who have effectively used the law of attraction? I love using testimonies because testimonies give us evidence, don't they, that this stuff works, that this stuff will work if you work it. Now, of course, if you don't work it effectively, it won't work. Let me share a success story. I worked with a woman recently, and this is a common thing that a lot of women, particularly in modern times, go through. They try to get pregnant, and they have issues with getting pregnant. I worked with a particular woman, and lovely woman, and so caring, and wanted to be a mother so badly. And she was trying to get pregnant, and she was using affirmations every day to try to get pregnant, and it's all she wanted was a beautiful little baby. She believed that she could have, she believed she was worthy, she had worked on self-love, she'd worked on all of this stuff. And every day she was affirming to the universe, I just want to get pregnant. I believe I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. Now, we worked together to have a session. And I really wanted to help her because she wanted a child more than anything else in the world. When we made a subtle shift, let me tell you, within a month she was pregnant. Now, how did that happen? I asked her that she needed to focus on having what she desired. Not in trying to get pregnant, not to be focused on the pregnancy, but to be focused on the birth. I said, I want you to be grateful and thankful that you've got the most beautiful baby. I want you to visualize, this goes back to the earlier question about visualization. I want you to visualize, I want you to hear the sound of the baby. I want you to draw in that as a sense and see yourself holding and cradling and loving that baby. And within a month of making that jump from trying to knowing, she was pregnant. And now she has a beautiful baby boy. And everything that she visualized and felt and experienced in here manifested out here. So you got to feel it inside. You have to feel and know it inside before you will see it. Remember, the universe is just mirroring back to you that which you believe. If you believe that you're going to have to try really hard, or if you're trying to become positive, or you're trying to manifest, or whatever the condition is, that is what's going to get mirrored back to you. This is why people get stuck and they think, or they give up. The vast majority of people that try to consciously manifest actually give up because they don't understand this principle. They don't understand that you have to believe that you have already. You have to know that you have already. There are things in my own life that I know. This removes a lot of fear in the manifestation process. It doesn't matter if a particular relationship works out or doesn't work out. I know that the things I see and hear are going to be mirrored back to me. It removes fear and anxiety because I know it. I've proven it over the years because I'm practiced. The only difference between me and you as a manifestor, I'm probably more practiced. But that's all. That's the only difference. I'm not more powerful than you are. You're not more powerful than I am. Sure, we get more practiced at something. If you want to become a better singer, you would practice vocal exercises every day. You would cultivate the gifts. But we all have the ability to sing, some better than others. Some have more gifts that they've worked on their whole life. Now, sure, not all of us are going to get to be a professional singer because that's not all our soul's purpose. But we all have the ability, and we all have the ability to create anything we, and this is important, can believe for ourselves. What are the limits that you set on yourself? Do you believe you can be 50% well? Do you believe you can be okay financially and just pay your bills? Or do you believe in a limitless universe? Do you believe that you can believe anything for yourself and create anything for yourself? I want to hear from you in the comments. Aaron, let's go to our next question. And hello, Roxana, who's there, and we've got Dan and Lucas and Amelia, Evan. So much love from you. Thank you. After this live stream, I'm going to get, as I do always, through every single comment that comes through, and I always read them. I always get a chance to read them after. We're at about the halfway point. What I do at this point is we take a short break. I'm going to play a promo for a speaking engagement that I'm doing at the end of the year, and we'll come back in a couple of minutes and we'll continue. I'll see you really shortly. You can use the bathroom, grab a cup of coffee. We got the best bit coming right up. All right, we're back. My ad didn't play. I'll get that working for next time. And hello to Roxanne, who says hello. I wanted to say hello to you as we're starting and as we're coming back here. Say I create my reality, good, bad, or indifferent. When you understand, like Dolores Cannon shared, my teacher, years ago, that we're here to learn how to manipulate energy. Now, what does that mean, to learn to manipulate energy? I asked Aaron last time to give us the dictionary definition in the positive and the negative of what manipulate energy really means. Now, we hear the word manipulation and we immediately go to the negative connotation of the word. What Dolores Cannon meant by learning to manipulate energy was to consciously mold and craft and shape our reality, to be a master manifester. That is why I teach the law of attraction. That is why the continuation of her legacy that I stand in and continue her work like many of her students, she taught me that the first thing that we're really here to do is learn how to manipulate energy, to become a master manifester. When you learn to masterfully create all of your reality, and we all learn this skill, we're going to shift very easily into a completely new dynamic, into a new earth reality that she spoke so much about in her books. See, this is why I'm focused on this area. This is why this is the main message that I teach. Because if you can learn to manipulate energy, if you can mold and craft your reality consciously, and you become, like she said, a master manifester, you can have anything you want. You can create the world that you want and all of the conditions in it. For so long in humanity's evolution, we have believed in being powerless. Through religion, through indoctrination, through hierarchical structure, we've believed that we're disempowered. It's time to let that go. It's time to understand that you've always had the power within you. You've always had the happiness within you. You've always had the peace within you. You've always had the abundance within you. You've just failed to cultivate and connect with it. We create our own happiness. We don't find it in the world. We don't find it in a relationship. We don't find it in acquisition or achieving. You are perfect the way you are. You were born perfect. And all that perfection, all of that love, all of that abundance, all of the health and wellness exists within you. Because you are infinite love. You are infinite awareness. You are infinite abundance. Everything you have ever sought has never really been far. It's only ever been within you. Here is the thing we need to learn how to do. We need to learn to create it for ourselves. You see, when I moved from depression to joy, I had to create that. I had to create my own happiness. I couldn't find it in acquisition. Boy, did I try once upon a time, like so many, to find it in a relationship, in a career, in acquisition. And of course we know that we can't find it out there because it doesn't exist out there. If it did, you could fill this glass with happiness and bring it back. Likewise, we think this when we think stress exists in the world. Stress does not exist in the world. You can't fill a glass like you could happiness and bring it back, because everything is within you. Stress is within you. Joy is within you. Love is within you. We create it. We create every single condition in our life, good, bad, and indifferent. Now, if you are powerful enough to create stress, and the leading cause of all disease in the body is stress, that is mainstream science. If you want to learn that through Google, go ahead and search it. The leading cause of all chronic disease is stress, and stress does not exist out there in the world. You can't bring it to me, can't fill a glass. Then you know you have created it through the conditions of your mind. Like stress, joy is created within you. Love is created within you. Abundance is created within you. You are creating your reality. Everything from the good to the bad. When you understand that, when you really accept that, boy, do you start to want to create consciously. Boy, do you start to really question the thoughts when they come into your mind. And you start to question those thoughts and say, do I want to experience more of this? I used to believe I was shy. I identified with all of those shy things. And then there was more that showed up in my experience that proved it to me. Every time I used to speak publicly, I would feel nervous and I'd see, I'm not good at this. The only way that all of that went away was for me to disidentify with that way of thinking. When I disidentified with that way of thinking and I started to see myself as confident, and then I would look for more evidence, and little by little I would see more evidence of confidence, I just began to move down a trajectory of creating a confident version of myself. And now I stand here. I don't rehearse anything I say. I don't even have any notes in front of me. Because when you're in your power, you're in the flow. Everything flows. Everything works. You start working with life instead of against it. You do what I said earlier. You release all of the resistance. Because remember what Carl Jung said, what you give your focus on, it expands. What you resist persists. We need to allow life to be as it is. And through allowing the sickness to be, allowing the depression to be, whatever is unfavorable to you, allow it to be. I've said this to people in the past, love your disease. Love it so much that it dissolves. Because if you resist it, it's going to become more prevalent in your experience. It's going to become more dominant in your experience. If you want to let go of something, first you got to face it, allow it to be, learn what it has to teach you, and then let it go with love. This is what it truly means to flow with the universe. Life is an inside job. This is the thing. I love putting it this way. Life's an inside job. Everything's in you, waiting for you to create it in your life. You see, this isn't just positive thinking. This is positive creating. And you're doing it. See, I can't create your reality as much as you cannot create my own. Because we are the only thinkers in our consciousness. We are the awareness that's having these individual experiences. And we get to choose what we give our attention to. That attention expands out and becomes your life. All right. Let's go to some questions now. I believe I can create anything as long as it's realistic. I'm not going to be an NBA player and create abundance. This is a good point, right? We all have giftings, right? Now, if you're in touch with your intuition and you're in touch with what Dolores Cannon called your soul's purpose, and what you're meant to be doing. Sure, you're not going to be an NBA player. There are laws like the laws of attraction, right? There are laws in place. Now, I would imagine you got to probably be a certain physique and height to play professional NBA. So of course, there are things that we're just, if we're in our intuition, aren't going to be guided towards. I had a woman the other day that said to me, I want to manifest, and I don't know if she was joking or she wasn't joking. I want to manifest a modeling career where I'm a top model working in New York and Los Angeles and in London, and I want to have the most gorgeous physical looking man in the world. And she went on with a couple of other things. The universe is going to mirror back to you not what you want. The universe is going to mirror back to you what you are. Are you beautiful and gorgeous and believe in your own beauty and confidence? Have you cultivated the physical attributes that takes? Because the camera, let me tell you, any camera picks up energy. Do you have what it takes to have those things? Now, if you haven't cultivated self-love, self-worth, all of that, of course you're never going to manifest something like that. So you don't get what you want, you get what you are. If we want to attract someone that is of a certain attributes, you have to be those attributes yourself, and that person will be a match to you. Now, I know when it comes to abundance and finances, you can have anything you want. If you can believe it, you can have it. I've known people that have manifested the lottery, and manifested millions of dollars. They did that because they believed that they could. You can have anything you want, but you've got to believe it. Now, I believe for that person that wanted to be an NBA player, you knew that it wasn't realistic. You didn't believe it. So of course you're never going to create that for yourself. You could never fully believe it because you knew what the conditions are to be an NBA player. You knew that you lacked probably those attributes, those skill sets. So of course you're not going to be able to really believe that. But if you can really believe something, let me tell you, I know this, I know it. The foremost, highest way of manifesting is to know. You can believe and manifest. But when you know something, there's not a person in the world that can talk you out of it. There's nobody that can convince you otherwise. You know it. I got things that I know. I know what my soul's purpose is. I know I'm meant to communicate and reach people from all over the world. Now, when I started this, I had one follower on YouTube. All of the evidence in my experience says you'll never make it. Do you know how hard it is to make it? It's so oversaturated on YouTube. You'll be lost in the mix. So many other people are doing it. And I believed that that's what my soul's purpose was. I had confirmation through my guides. I had confirmation when I did a regression session that was designed by Dolores Cannon. My higher self came through and confirmed it and said I'd reach millions of people. And at the time, I didn't have more than 5 followers. I knew it. I cultivated it. About a year ago, I don't say this to big note myself. I say this to inspire you in your life, to give you the confidence that you can create what you want to, according to what your specific contribution is. I reached 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube about a year ago. It's now at about 170 plus, something like that. There's less than 100,000 accounts in this world. Millions and millions and millions of people on YouTube that have received the 100,000 mark. I don't say that because it's about numbers. I say it because I created that for myself. I'm creating this. I'm creating this because I know that this message is going to change so many people's lives. I'm committed to all of the sacrifices this makes because this is going to empower people, not diminish them. See, we've lived in a society for eons of time where many people have been disempowered. What I represent is self-empowerment. You create, by the law of attraction, you create your reality, good, bad, or indifferent. I just teach people how to consciously create their reality so that they can have what is meant for them. So yes, there is an area of logic to this. If I said, right, let's, I know we had an MBA example there. If I said, I'm a big fan of opera music and classical music because I like the high vibrational energy with that music. Now, if I said I was going to be the best soprano, and these big soprano operatic singers are female that take these roles. I'm in a male body. If I just said I'm going to manifest that I'm going to be the best opera singer in the world, I've got no training, I can't reach those notes. Do you think I'm going to manifest that? That's not realistic. That would be a waste of my energy to try to manifest something that just is not what I meant to do. I meant to share and communicate. So I'm not going to be using that kind of wasted energy on something. So this is the thing. We often get questions from people that think they can manifest modeling careers or singing careers or MBA careers. Let's use our wisdom. We all have that. All right. Hello, Kevin and Roxanne and Dan. We got that Mason. All right. We've got lots of questions. Oh, I want to answer as many questions as I can today. And I just love connecting with all of you guys. You're so kind. And I always get to all of these questions after, and I really do spend time reading them. So know that, knowing that I am connecting as much as I can. And we're not going to get to all of these questions today. There's a lot that have come in via email. Erin, can you let me know at this point how long we've been going for? My clock didn't start because I want to get to at least 3 more questions before we end. How long have we been going for? Aaron will kindly let me know in a second. 57 minutes. Okay, I'll get to 2 more questions and then we'll be at our hour point. Kevin says, thank you. All right. Amelia says, can the law of attraction help me achieve long-term goals, and how should I approach it? Absolutely. Goals are great. A great way of manifesting anything is to use the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is the great amplifier. Whatever you are grateful for, however small that may be, you're emitting a frequency of gratitude. That gratitude is going to bring more back. That frequency, the fact that you're grateful, is going to bring more back to you to be grateful for. The universe is going to give you more. You're saying to the universe, I love this. I'm grateful for this. The universe is saying, oh, let's give her more of that. Let's give her more to be grateful for. So Amelia, to answer your question, write your goals down. Be grateful that you're moving towards it. Here's a thing I'll give you as an example. My goal is to teach this message I share, and I'm writing my 2nd book at the moment, and I'm working on some guided hypnosises. I released one here last week on YouTube, and it's going to be available on Audible as well. I'm working toward that, and I'm perfecting everything I'm doing. I'm doing 4 to 5 live streams a week across YouTube and Instagram. Every single time I communicate, I'm perfecting what I'm doing. I'm perfecting the way I communicate. I only get better by practice. When it comes to goal setting, let me ask you, Amelia, this question. What are you committing to energetically to bring those goals into fruition? See, when it comes to attracting and creating, we've got to believe it first. I call it inspired action. You'll be inspired. If you're meant to have it, you'll be inspired to take what I call inspired action. I've been inspired to do a certain course around communication. I've been inspired to implement practices into my daily life to cause me to become a better communicator, because that I am fulfilling my soul's purpose. When I started this, every second word was and and I would move too much and I wouldn't communicate clearly and my dialect and my pronunciation wasn't correct. I've refined it. I'm probably going to need to do this thousands and thousands and thousands of times to really get to a stage where I'm manifesting my full potential. But you've got to love what you do. You got to love it when nobody is listening. You know, I loved this way back when 3 people were watching and then 5 people were watching. It doesn't matter. If you're doing what you love and you're committing it through goal setting, Amelia, you will just allow it to flow organically. There is no such thing as overnight success. I don't believe in it. Those that have achieved in their life have created and cultivated and been consistent. They've experienced disappointment after disappointment, and they have a tenacity and they have a dedication that never gives up. Do you have what it takes to stay consistent? Or do you try a couple of affirmations a few times and then give up because you don't see them? You have to live this. This isn't just reading 1 or 2 books a few times. This is a lifestyle. I live this way. This is my life. And if I didn't live it, I wouldn't get any of the benefits of it. So many people read a Law of Attraction book, or they read one of Dolores Cannon's books, and then they move on to the next thing, and then they wonder why it doesn't work. It will work for everybody that works it, but it needs to become a lifestyle. All right, I'm going to answer one. Oh, and it's 222 on my clock. I love seeing that. Aaron, will you type in for the purpose of people watching, either live or the replay? If you're watching the replay, by the way, say hello. I read all of the messages, even on the replay. Aaron, can you let me know what 222 means? Look that up for me. I want to read it out exactly the way it is written. All right, one more question. Here we go. Good morning. Thank you. Stumbled upon your live by the Law of Attraction. See, that's what I trust as well. The people that are aligned with this message will find it, because the Law of Attraction is just bringing to me those that are ready to hear this. So if you're not ready for this, it's going to go over your head. We're not meant to try to change anybody or convince anybody or preach a message to somebody. As I came from mainstream religion when I grew up. You're not meant to change anybody except yourself. You're the only body, or the only person rather, in this world that you're meant to change. Now, yes, you can inspire and you can encourage and you can do what I do and teach and share, but you're not meant to change anybody except yourself. That inspiration, hopefully, will inspire people in their own life, but they have to take action for themselves. Aaron, what did 222 mean? Here we go. 222 signifies good fortune in Korea. I love that confirmation. Angel number signifies good relationship with people. That's you, right? And that you're moving towards your soul's purpose. This number often is associated with the moon and receiving multiple sources of income. See, I believe that abundance flows to me. I don't need to see the manifestation of that. When I built this studio, I didn't have any equipment. I didn't have any money to make it happen. One by one, camera by camera, screen by screen, I built this by manifesting each individual piece. And Aaron will confirm that because he's been hear and watch the process happen. You can create anything. The only lack, I'll close with this, the only lack and limitation that you will experience is that which you set for yourself. If you believe you can have it, you can have it. You can manifest it. You're creating your reality. You're the main actor in your play. If you don't like the way it's been going, you have the power to change it. That is how powerful you are. You're directing your life. You're producing your life. Shakespeare said this. He said, this is a giant stage. People have their entrances and their exits. They play out their roles. What sort of play, movie, performance do you want to have? What character do you want to play? That is up to you. I'll see you next time we communicate. I'm going to do another live stream around about the same time tomorrow. For some of you, that's morning time. For some of you, that is evening time or afternoon. Please like, share this message if it resonates, and re-listen again. Because what we focus on expands. I listen and re-listen and re-listen and read and reread the same material over and over again. I revisit it over and over again because I want it to become me. You don't get results by doing something a few times. You get results by consistently being consistent. I'll see you next time I communicate. Much love.